It's time to take a trip inside my head to talk about what the dream build plans are for the 1979 Grand Prix. And well, I'd show this rendering a little closer to the camera, but you already saw the final product in the thumbnail. And if you're meeting me for the first time, I'm Grant Tommy. This is Straight Six Van, your home for offbeat hot rodding. And like I said, today we're going into kind of dream build status for the Grand Prix. But before we do that, let's clear the deck and let's talk just a little bit about the state of the build.
Absolutely.
A little bit of a confession. I want to just let you guys know, I really have not fallen in love with this car quite like I did with my Fairmont. I just don't quite think I have the same motivation as I did with that car. And you know, some of it is right out of the gate, spent way too much money on that transmission repair, and I think that has a lot to do with it. I've already sunk a lot of money into it. Like, I'm $400 away from being at the same point of Project Blue Fairmont from an investment standpoint, and it is nowhere near the complete car that car was. The way I'm approaching this build is we're going to do it in phases, and I have about 4, maybe 5 phases I'm going to line out for you here today in this episode. And the goal is, as I complete each stage, I plan on putting the car up for sale at a price point that would make it worth it for me. So that way, if someone really does want to buy it, take it off my hands, by all means, I'll let that happen. But if not, we'll just, give it maybe 2 months on the market and then continue on with the next phase. So with that, let's talk about those phases. Phase 1, we are currently in, and that's just doing the interior overhaul. So we already have a new carpet kit in, and it's time to refurbish all the plastics, put in new speakers, and redo the headliner. When we start phase 2, we are going to look at tucking the front and the rear bumpers, taking them, getting them powder coated, rehanging them, of course, and then I want to 3D print a custom front grille. I want to do like a honeycomb style, something that kind of mimics like a modern day, like G8. But, just something more modern day Pontiac looking. Really love that honeycomb look. And so I think we're gonna fix that cracked front grille with something like that. If we make it to phase 3, the goal is going to be, this is going to be the most probably dramatic of all phases, because we plan on tackling the suspension. I want to do like a 1.5-inch lowering kit all the way around, new springs all the way around. And when we're in there, when we're looking at all of our steering components, tie rods, ball joints, things like that, we'll be refreshing up all of that stuff so we have a nice, tight, solid package. We might be doing a steering upgrade, like a steering box upgrade when we do that. Who knows? It's a ways out, and it's going to be a deep financial investment if we do that. And then, of course, we'll do wheels and tires. And while I've had a lot of encouragement to go with a snowflake wheel, which is very Pontiac, I think I'm going to go with what I think is the next most Pontiac look. And the wheels I'm really eyeing right now are US Mags Trans Am wheels. We'd look to do that wheel tire combo in an 18-inch wheel, maybe a little bit of an offset, maybe a little wider in the back than the front, maybe like some 18x9s out back, 18x8s up front. Again, this is a ways out, but if we get there, this is the plan. If a phase 4 shows up, I want to take the car to a local airbrush artist and see if they can duplicate a similar look to Steve Darnell's Tri-5 Chevy, and kind of give it this rust drip look. I know it's kind of like counterintuitive or seems a little backwards. We're gonna cover up spot rust points with airbrush paint that looks like rust, but this is also going to take care of the previous owner's poor paint matches when they tried to take it in their own hands and patch all these points of distress. And then finally, if we make it to phase 5, if we're who knows how many years out at this point, you guys know how slow I work. If we're that far out and I haven't sold the car by then, well then I think at that point, saving maybe blowing my motor sooner than that, I want to do a Vortec 4200 swap, so make Straight Six Van legit and start doing Straight Six builds. Of course, I have my Ford 300 still in storage for a future build, but I think that would be really cool. But we'll see. We'll see what fate has for us and how long I actually hold onto this car. And regardless of how long I do hold on to it, how long I do keep it, I know I'm going to learn a lot through the process. And I hope you have enjoyed the journey so far. I know we're only scratching the surface, but hopefully at least this rendering of my dream for this build is something you guys can. It's cheaper to build it on paper than in real life, I guess we'll put it that way. So as far as that faux patina look goes, I am going to scan this rendering and put it in my computer, put it into Photoshop and start playing around with some of these things to take it to that next level. But again, we've got a long ways to go, and only you, the viewer, who's following every episode, who's subscribed, who's following this build, will know exactly where it ends up. But that's going to do it for this episode. All my 6 fans out there, thanks for watching.